Okay guys, just giving you a quick little 5-minute update because I meant to be posting more this past month and it really didn't happen. Mostly because of some very critical disaster that happened at my primary job, but we won't get into that. So, the last set of videos have mostly been about the Great Lakes Dragon. Now, I did, of course, start painting this. Just scooching up there a little bit. So I did start painting this, but I'm really not happy with the paint job. Normally when I do these scaled dragons, I paint them with either a spray can or effectively with an airbrush technique with a spray can. And the colors that I wanted to go with, which would resemble a M. Pena dragon. I'll post a picture of the similar dragon, kind of the paint scheme that I wanted to go with. And I tried it on this guy, and it looks really ridiculous. It looks so bad. I just stopped. I was just like, no, that's not gonna work. Not at all, no! So, I'll be troubleshooting paint job on this guy, and just in case anybody's wondering, the purple blocks with the toothpicks on both the legs and the back haunches on the hips, that's so that when I'm working with it upside down, I'm not pressing on these dorsal ridge scales so that they stay nice and intact. So that's why they're there. Also, same thing with these back feet. The reason those are sticking out, so I'm not putting any unnecessary weight on the feet or crushing any detail ridges from scales. So there's that update. So that's the update on the Great Lakes Dragon. So then there is the 2 or 3 hours that I have to get work done in between when I get home and when I should be going to bed. Which leads to an awful lot of me watching some YouTube and looking at trailers, and of course Disney, pring, the people that ruined Star Wars because they did things to Mark Hamill that should not have been done. Have now decided that they're going to take all of their original stories. Wait, what? Original stories? Okay. Yeah. So when I was in high school, The Lion King was a favorite of mine. I was really amazed at the time with the animation and the sound effects and the use of sound and the use of scenery and color. It was a really impressive movie when it came out. And because Disney apparently hasn't got an original idea to save its life, they're redoing all of their movies in live action. Including The Lion King. Now, whether or not the trailers that are on YouTube are actual trailers or not, what I've seen for trailers, I can honestly say I can't tell the difference between whether or not I'm watching The Lion King and whether I'm watching Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Because if that's supposed to be Simba, then he looks an awful lot like Aslan, and that makes me angry. It makes me angry, because honestly, there are huge differences between the stature of Aslan and Simba. And if you can't translate that into a real character, a real life animation, then just stop and go home and just stop, because you're just ruining it. So what I did see of the animation, not only did it aggravate me that I couldn't tell the difference between Aslan and Simba, but that when they showed Scar, all it looked like was a black-maned lion. the reason this aggravates me in so many different ways is that Jeremy Irons, when he did the voice of Scar in 1994 for The Lion King as an animation, lent so much to the character of Scar. And when they animated him with specific lines and
You have no
features.
idea.
And now those lines and features could really only be said to be, if you were going to do it for a real lion, for a real actual lion, that it would be a very emaciated lion. I mean, we're talking this thing almost never eats. It's an animal that you would see in a zoo, that you would probably see people on the internet protesting because Scar is very gaunt. He's got a very deep chest but a very shallow stomach. It's kind of like a greyhound. He has very long snout and very slanted eyes, and it's those small characteristics that make him kind of a slinky character, kind of snake-like. You don't know where he's coming from, and it's the perceived social acceptance of these physical attributes that go with his character that help define him. And when all you do is bring out a black-maned lion, it's rather disappointing. It's so disappointing. It is as disappointing as the fact as I cannot tell the difference in the trailer between Aslan coming across the ridge on the battlefield to inspire the battle at the end of Chronicles of Narnia, as it is to see Simba doing the same thing, and then you can't tell which movie you're watching. Really? Really, the only way you would be able to tell is if you heard voices. And I hear that they're bringing back James Earl Jones as the voice of Mufasa, but damn, Disney raised the bar. I mean, I wasn't disappointed with their depiction of the Jungle Book. I thought that was really, really well done. But if what I'm actually seeing is their depiction of The Lion King, I'm just gonna bang my head into a wall. So, in my aggravation, I started a piece. So there's this piece. And I've started it, and it's a really big piece. It's 22 by 20. And effectively it's going to be Simba and Scar. Mostly because those are the two adversing characters. I kind of consider Mufasa to be a side character, not a main character. And I found these two really, really great shots. And the one that I saw from when I went to the National Zoo in DC, I was actually surprised because I was like, okay, first I need a lion that's got the same physical attributes and same physical features that Scar does. I mean, I want him to be gaunt and snide and looking down his nose at people, just, oh boy. And then I need Simba. I need Simba to be very upstanding, and he doesn't look down at other people. He's there because this is the way we are, and those two need to kind of mirror each other so that you can see the physical differences, but I want to paint them as realistic lions now. This is like 2 hours worth of work, so take it for what it is. If you want to see more of me working on this, I did have a start on it. It is supposed to be kind of a limestone finish. There's going to be some carving in the background to do a little bit more storytelling. But the lion here that is Scar is actually pretty much 100% off of this lion that they have at the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. Simba here is going to actually be a composite of 4 or 5 different lions. So he is not going to, there's not really necessarily going to be a single one reference shot for that. So if you want to see some work as I'm going through on that, I'll be happy to post it. I don't know that I'm going to be posting progression pictures on the paint job with the Great Lakes Dragon. But as you can see, he's got eyeballs now. Eyeballs! I got eyeballs! And he's got the beginning of a paint job. And I was thinking that this metallic paint was really going to work and look nice, except it just makes him look shiny and dingy at the same time, and I'm not really fond of that, so I'm going to be working with that. So, don't know that I'm going to have too many progression pictures with that. Let me know. If you guys have any questions on pieces, you know, feel free to leave me a comment or a question in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going plotting about my day and thwarting Disney. That's not right. That's not Scar. That's Scar. Shame on you, Disney.